On today's episode of Wheel of Misfortune, it looks like we have Groudon. Groudon, huh? Remember, you guys remember the last episode? We matched with Zamazenta. We built a super cool weakness policy Zamazenta team. Today, the wheel looks like it wants to match me with Groudon. And you know what? I actually think Groudon's a really good Pokemon. It has good matchups against Kyogre, if played right, against Zacian, and Xerneas. It's one of the few restricted that can still kind of hang with those S-tier restricted mons, but it requires a ton of babysitting. It requires really, really good teammates. So let's see if we can hop into our team builder, build a Groudon team from scratch, and then take it into a few games and dumpster people. Guys, this is where the memes happen. This is going to be completely different from how, we normally see the streams, because what we're trying to do is we are trying to be the most degenerate, crazy meme team player as possible. So if you guys like this little series, you want to see more, you have any cool ideas or some crazy sets you want to see me feature, think about, let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like the videos, guys. If we can always get every single video over 100 likes, that would definitely help me out. But yeah, Groudon. I think Groudon, like I said, is super, super good. We're going to go to our showdown team builder right here. And just plug in a Groudon here. I think Groudon, I actually have an idea for this team. I actually have an idea for Groudon because I've been saving this for a little bit. I have ideas for roughly every single one of these Pokemon. People are always like, how do you come up with the ideas on the fly? And a lot of these ideas are always like reworked ideas from previous formats. But yeah, Groudon activates that big drought. It's able to be the counter to Kyogre and enable things with Chlorophyll to be super, super good. But the real reason we run Groudon is this Precipice Blades. Press Blades, 120 base power, hits both opponents, but it's a press and miss blade. You see that 85% accuracy? That's not that great. So what we're going to do is we're going to be trying to pair it with a Pokemon that gets gravity. Oh, gravity, why can't we seem to pull it together? So Precipice Blades with Groudon, and also the cool thing about pairing with gravity is this ground attack is going to be able to hit Pokemon that are in the air. Don't you just want to hit the things that are in the air with the Precipice Blades? I know I do. You know what? I have the perfect Pokemon that gets gravity in mind. Maybe you've heard of it. It's the boy, Stonjourner, Bonejourner. Gravity. It wins by level up. It's not an egg move. It's nothing weird. Just gets it. So we can go with a really, really fast Stonjourner, popping that gravity to enable our Groudon to be able to hit those Precipice Blades and do a 1.3 power boost thanks to the Power Spot ability. I love this ability. This Pokemon's super underrated. It gives a life orb to its teammates. That's so good. Why don't people use this thing? I think it's really, really good. So Groudon, Stonjourner, I think those are amazing Pokemon, but they have a huge weakness to both water and grass. So the rest of our Pokemon are going to have to be Pokemon that excel at taking out water Pokemon and grass Pokemon, or at least resisting them. So I do think that something like Kyogre is a bit of a bad matchup. Things like Rillaboom are a little bit of a bad matchup. But more often than not, it's that Kyogre that we really, really have to watch out for. Same thing as well as like Urshifu Water. I think the next two spots are going to probably be something like Rillaboom. Being able to have a Rillaboom here to activate the Grassy Surge is going to give a little bit of sustain to these guys. Probably going to be rocking a Sash on our Stonjourner as well to get the most value out of it. So being able to recap that Sash is going to be super, super important. I love Rillaboom in this team. I think it's really, really nice. I also think you want to go Regieleki just for the speed control. I think Regieleki is really good. I also think, like, if you were to lead Rillaboom and Regieleki into a Torn Ogre team, you could go Fake Out into the Torn, Thunderbolt into the Ogre. Next turn, doesn't really matter what they do because even if they go for the Tailwind, you can still just Grassy Glide that Ogre in the face. So I really do like the ability to always seal up the Ogre with this exact lead, and it just makes it a lot easier to play against that matchup. Also, like, it kind of pulls the direction into where is our Sash, especially because we have the Stonjourner. We're going to be adding probably a Tailwind setter. Those are usually, something they could potentially be holding a Sash as well. We're going super fast today. Super fast today. Groudon's a pretty easy Pokemon to build around. Next one up, I think, is actually Whimsicott. Again, going with that more grass-type Pokemon that, can resist those big water attacks and grass attacks. Whimsicott's a great switch-in on Rillaboom. You can Encore it into Fake Out the turn after. I think Whimsicott's just a pretty good Pokemon. Don't really know what item I'm going to be rocking yet. I might even end up switching out for a Tornadus. I could switch it out for the Tornadus. I'm not feeling the Tornadus, but I do like the Whimsicott. I like the ability to Encore. And I think Whimsicott's pretty underrated. It really does help us out as well in like the Yveltal matchup, being able to go for those big Moonblasts, so it's a pretty good Pokemon. And then last but not least, I've been saving this calc for a really, really long time. I've been saving this calc for probably almost a year. Here we go. It's going to be Venusaur. Now, I've not shown anyone this, but I'll show you the calc. Like, this is supposed to be a secret calc for a tournament, so you're getting the depths of my brain right here. So we're going to go Venusaur. Venusaur. Plug this thing into level 50, right? Give it a 252 special attack. Give this bad boy a modest nature. Let's run him with Earth Power. And I don't know why no one's ever done this. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to be taking a look at Venusaur, holding a Choice Specs. A Choice Specs Venusaur. So it's going to be a +1 Venusaur, right? And it's going to be going up against an Incineroar. Now, guys, remember, most Incineroars are usually, like, full HP, and then maybe some specialties, some other stats, but basically, you can see right there, that's what Earth Power does to a +1 modest Venusaur does. But if you remember, in our team, we got the boy, Stonjourner, with the Power Spot. That's right, we got that Power Spot. So if we click this little button down here, Power Spot, we hit the magic 100. So against a standard Incineroar that's 252, maybe they even have like a little bit in Special D or something like that. Like, bro, they're still probably gone. That's a 62.5% chance to KO. You know I take those all the way to the bank. Also, you gotta remember, Stonjourner's probably using Rock Slide that turn too. So I'm actually like a really, really big fan of this calc. I've been a fan of it for a while, and I've been waiting to use Specs Venusaur for a really, really, really long time. Hopefully, like, it's good, but I think, like, Specs Venusaur is great. Like, Weather Ball KOs Zacian, Earth Power KOs Sin, Leaf Storm KOs everything, Sludge Bomb takes out, like, you have checks for all the big top mons. You can KO the Rilla, the Xerneas, the Incin, the Kyogre. Like, this Venusaur is about to cook, right, with its big Choice Specs. Choice Specs. So, like I said, this one's going to be a super easy team, because, like I said, this sort of team's been... I almost built this sort of team in Series 8, back when Dynamax was still a thing, and I was like, I wanted to go more Gravity memes, so I didn't really need the Stonjourner to use Gravity as much, so I didn't really like it. I could also be going, like, Gravity with Stonjourner into, like, Slink Powder with Venusaur. I wasn't going to be Specs, which is probably what people might be thinking, but I'm digging this team so far. So let's start building out the rest of the moves. I think on a lot of these mons, we are going to want the Protect. Protect is super, super important, especially when you're playing these really, really aggressive teams. Going to definitely go Protect there. I'm probably going to run... Am I going to run Protect Rilla? I might actually put a Vest on this thing so I can run, like, U-Turn and Knockoff. I think Knockoff's going to be really important so we can hit things like Shedinja. Because Groudon can, Stonjourner will pack Rock Slide, but, like, Lecky and Wims can't. And if Venusaur's locked into something that isn't Weather Ball without Sun, it's not going to be able to hit it. So I might want to go, like, a Vested Rilla with Knockoff. So in that situation, we're not going to put Protect there yet. Put Protect on Regieleki, and definitely put Protect on Whimsicott. Always put Protect in your Tailwind setters if you can. It's such a good play to protect the last turn of Tailwind, just so you can basically reapply said Tailwind. So now that you know this is kind of our set, I think we're probably going to be using Heat Crash. You know, I played a video the other day where I fought a Groudon that used Heat Crash, and Heat Crash is so good because it's weight-based, and it, like, one-shotted my Nagano when it had, like, a Cherrim and Sun Boost, and I was like, I'm surprised that KO'd, and everyone was like, well, Nagano's so light, it makes sense, but it doesn't stab Heat Crash. You know, this is not Primal Groudon. So it's still the right play here, but it doesn't really stab it. I think the last move that we really, really want in this situation... I'm trying to think of what we really would need. I mean, you can go, like, a Ground Attack to play around Wide Guard, I guess. I don't really think that's necessary. I think something like Sub is a pretty good last move, especially because we have access to, like, Protect. We don't even know what item we want. We might even just, I am a big fan of Lefties Groudon. Like, I'm a Lefties Groudon believer. And we make ourselves a little bit bulky, so I like sets like this on my Groudons personally, build it a little bit more like a Heatran. I love sets like this, so let's see if this can work. This guy's gonna be our Sash. I think Sash is gonna be better on this guy because I probably want to go like Wide Guard and then Rock Slide here. Rock Slide. This thing is so cool. And then as far as EVs go on this guy, we're not gonna go Groudon EVs yet, but this guy's not rocking that Lamau. We're just gonna be Sweeperino here. 252, 252. Bam, easy peasy. So 134. Gotta make ourselves faster than, we gotta make ourselves slower than 134 with our Groudon, while still being able to be faster than things like Shadow Rider and a Tailwind. So that's pretty important. As for early, I know we want the Fake Out. I know we were talking about using Knockoff here. I think that's gonna be very good for the late game. I think U-Turn's good because we can pivot with Regieleki correctly and bring our Groudon in the right way, slash Stonjourner, and then just Grassy Glide here. It'd be nice to have our Rilla be faster than our Groudon, so we could U-Turn and then bring in our Stonjourner immediately and go for like a Power Spot boosted Precipice Blades. That'd be a pretty cool calc to be able to get. But I think we're going to be... I can do that. I can make that work. That's probably going to be about 118. That's a lot. Bro, they're the same base. Almost have the same. I'd have to be timid. Sorry, I'd have to be jolly. That's not worth it. That's not worth it. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Sorry, we just have to make it faster than Groudon. I can do that. I can make that faster than Groudon. Because Groudon only has to be 122 with Shadow Rider, 123 is Pheromosa, so I only have to be 112. Goes to 224 when I double it, so that's 12 points. And then Rilla would have to be 13, so that's probably like 60 right there. It's almost like I play the game. So this Rillaboom, I can go U-turn, and then switch in the Stone Joiner and go for the Precipice Blades to boost out power spots. So that's a really, really cool calc to see right there. And it only cost me like 60 points here, 12 points here, and we already have a lot of our EV set up. Regieleki, we're probably going to go like Electro, which is the best move on this guy for sure. Going to be Volt Switch, and going to be Thunderbolt here. And then Whimsicott. I know we're going to want Tailwind. And I know that we're going to want Encore. I'm still a big fan of Encore right now. And then probably Moonblast. Encore is just a magic maker. And then from there, I still think like a 252, 252. Still have to be that timid set. I wonder what item we're going to be using on this thing. There's so many different items Whimsicott could use. And in these situations, I'm actually just not opposed to going Rocky Helmet. Like, because people are going to have to eventually KO this thing. I'm not a big fan of like Akaberry or Koba Berry right now because we're still going to get KO'd. But we'll see. We might be able to get something better. We could even cut Encore for Fling. That could be kind of nice. Like, I'm not opposed to doing that, but we'll see. I might even want to put something like a fairy boosting whatever move there to make a sort of Moonblast hit a little bit harder. We'll see that when we come to it. We might even want to put our Sash here. I think that's more valuable on the Stone Joiner personally. Like, Stone Joiner is a little bit frail on that Spadef side, and you know people go after that Pokemon when they see it. So it might be a good idea to put Sash there. But who knows? We could put something like a Grass Reduce Barrier there to make it so their Grass guys just don't do anything. We can run some calcs there. Who knows? Venusaur, definitely going to be rocking the Earth Power that we calced for. We're going to be rocking the Weather Ball. We're going to be rocking the Sludge Bomb. Like, oh my gosh. And then the biggest Leaf Storm you've ever seen in your life. This Venusaur, like I said, needs to be 252 plus special attack. And we'd like to be outspeeding Regieleki with this, so we can Earth Power at turn 1. So that means we got to go to our damage calc here. And we have the Venusaur already up. You know, Regieleki, if you're to plug a Regieleki in here. Regieleki basically comes out to something like this. It's a 277 at 252. So 277, you can see that right there. So we need to outspeed that at +2 from the Sun that Groudon gives it. So it's probably gonna be a lot. We have to be like, oh, wait, do we have to be timid? Ooh, that's bad. I don't want to be timid. We have to be modest for this calc. So that means that since we can't outspeed this, the next fastest Pokemon's gonna be something like Pheromosa, which is a 223, which means we just have to outspeed 223, which is Shadow Rider. And then we just want to run a couple little calcs for Shadow Rider to make sure that, you know, we KO it correctly. And these are about the same speed tiers that, like, this is the same thing as Groudon. That's Rillaboom. Make Venusaur 1 point faster to speed creep a couple things that are speed creeping those. So 228, 108 in speed here. I don't see a reason to actually, like, go over the top and just 252 it out. Just because I feel that, like, these points are going to be better off spent in, like, the bulk stats. Like, this is functioning at the same speed tier as a 252 would, because a 252 would be in that no man's land, right in between outspeeding Shadow Rider and Pheromosa, and still being slower than Lecky. So there's nothing that you're really outspeeding by going 252 in that situation, where you can just get the same amount of value by going 108. And it just works. But I do want to run a couple calcs. Venusaur with, like, Leaf Storm here. Let's just throw a couple of our moves in here. So Leaf Storm versus Shadow Rider. Shadow Rider, dum da da dum 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 dum. Perfect. I kind of want to put Terrain Pulse here too, but I'm not, obviously. Yeah, that's so gone if I have the power spot. If I don't have the power spot, they have a shot to live. But yeah, if I just switch in that guy, if I switch out my Groudon for Stone Joiner turn 1 and I just pop them in the mouth of Leaf Storm, they're gone. And that's something that they're never going to see come. Let's check some Xerneas calcs. Bam, look at that. Ooh, Leaf Storm gets a KO on Zern with the power spot. That's sick. That's good to know. Sludge Bomb super does it. Even on a full specialty Zern, we still get the KO. And without the power spot, we should still get the KO, almost. So a Sweeper Zern would get KO'd without power spot, and even if they had 252, they still actually can get potentially KO'd. So even like a bulkier Zern could get KO'd. Let's check Zacian. Actually, let's go back to Shadow Rider for a sec. Shadow Rider. Yeah, we do need the power spot just to make sure that those moves do what they want. Weather Ball. Weather Ball is... How do I calc Weather Ball in this thing? Like, there's Weather Ball, but I want it to be a fire move. I guess I just turn the sun on, right? So Zacian. Hopefully, if you guys are liking these calc things where we show like all the different calcs, like these are how like I make my teams. Everyone's like, I have no idea how you make your teams. Like this is kind of how it goes, you know? Set that there. So Weather Ball is a 100 base power move. And it's not really doing it correctly.
That's right.
Yeah, it's doing 50 BP normal. I guess the best way I can actually do it is like Flamethrower. Yeah, and it's going to be a little bit stronger than Flamethrower because Flamethrower is a 90. There's probably an option to make Weather Ball work correctly, but basically it's going to be a little bit stronger than Flamethrower, so we'll be able to one-shot the Zacian as well. And this is actually, yeah, with our choice specs already on, so it's nice. It looks like we get KOs on pretty much everything we need to get KOs on. Last little thing I want to check is Tornadus. Just to see how much damage you do to a Sweeper Tornadus with Sludge Bomb. Sludge Bomb right here is 107. That's great. So that's definitely still KOing that Tornadus. That's nice. It's really, really good to see. So it looks like Venusaur is not, all done. This is all done. This is going to take... I actually wouldn't be opposed to using a bigger, like a faster set just to guarantee that we don't lose these Regieleki speed ties, because I think they're going to be pretty important. But we have Groudon, so I think it's not as important, I guess. I do know that I want to go like this. I'm definitely going to use using like a magnet set. What if I were to use like an air balloon set on this thing? I'm actually not opposed to using air balloon a lot of these times because it forces people to fake out certain things. Like if I were to lead like Lecky and I need them to fake out my Lecky to tunnel them into that so I can go with like my Venusaur. We just did all those calcs. And I want them to fake out the Lucky slot. They might fake out the Lucky slot thinking they could pop the air balloon and get that massive advantage, and we can tunnel them in with that. You know, I'm going to go with that. I actually think this could be a pretty decent play, just because it improves our matchup versus, like, it gives us a switch on Landorus, which is something that this team kind of could use for sure. But I think it messes with our opponent's playstyle enough to where, like, if I were to lead Venusaur Lecky, this could tunnel them into fake outing our Lecky, when all we were doing, we're planning on switching Lecky out for Groudon to enable our Venusaur, so Venusaur can just go for those one-shots. So this is bait 101 right now. And you know what? I know we're going that. I know that we need... we're going to be using a different Lecky set. We're just going to use the same Lecky set that we used the other day, because I really like the set. Because this is all the speed you need. 124, 68, 60... Perfect. And for those of you guys that are curious about this set, be sure to watch that Zamazenta video that I showed the other day. It's a really, really good video. Anytime you can put a little, like, 60 points into a stat, you're throwing off your opponent's calcs by just enough to basically just completely, like, ruin their life. It throws their calcs off by about 3 to 5%. Let's just take a look right now. Let's just plug a Lecky in there. So we will put a Lecky in here. Let's put it on this side. So, well, let's plug it so I can show you guys my work. Show your work, guys. Important. So, Regieleki, let's just do this one again. Set this to 50. And let's plug in a Rillaboom on this side. So we put this Rillaboom here. Set this to 50. Set the Grassy Terrain. Go Grassy Glide. So you can see this Grassy Glide right here. If we give that a little 252. So you can see that, like, guarantee KOs a regular Lecky set. That actually even has, like, a little bit less. That has, like, no HP. But, like, putting the points in straight defense gives you a shot to live, whereas, like, a regular Sweeper Lecky set wouldn't. So, like, we definitely take those, like, shots to live there, and it's a 75% chance. Like, that, you know, that's literally the, like, a Thunder missing is our chance to live that. And actually, we have that much. So we're in a pretty decent spot in that situation, and it's a shot that we would not normally have if we just clicked the 252, 252 button. So we definitely take those. And we have the same amount of investment on the specialty side, so we're still in a pretty good spot. As for Rillaboom, like I said, I know we want that 60 there. I'm a big fan of 252. And I think I'm just going to put the last bit in here. And I think we're going to vest this guy. I'm not a big fan of Assault Vested Rilla, especially in games where we want to, like, play a little bit longer game, use those protects, and weave in, like, Grassy Terrain boosts, or, like, recovery. But I do think this can actually be really good. Just got to make sure to adamant this guy up. And let's see, are we basically all done? We have to do Groudon's EVs. And you know what? Like, I know that I want this. I know that I want it, but I don't think it's right. I don't think that I'm right, and I think that it's so greedy. It's so, you know what? It's greedy. And I'm about that greed life. I want to hit as hard as freaking possible. I want to one-shot every single Pokemon that's ever even thought of existing in the universe. The last item we need here, I think I'm going to cut this for Fling and put a King's Rock here. Just because we don't really have any other options. And I like Fling King's Rock. It's pretty nice. There's a lot of things after you get your Tailwind up you can fling that you'd be surprised. So it looks like we are valid. And let's go into some games. See if we can some wins. But actually, the last thing we have to do is we have to move these around so they don't know. They can't know what we're doing. There we go. That's well hidden enough. Here we go. Let's hope. All right, so it looks like our first game's going up against Ice Rider. This sounds like a really good time to just lead like this. I can go Gravity. I can go with my move. Let's see. Is that wrong or right? And then I can just Wide Guard from there. Yeah, I like that. I don't think Venusaur is terrible here either. I think Rilla is usable here, getting me a turn to like fake out and weave in and out. I think that could be definitely usable. So let's go into it. So there it is. There's the boys. I'm totally gonna pop off right now. It's time. It's time. Are you guys ready? This is gonna be Power Spot. I can flinch him too. Don't forget. Oh, should I even click Gravity? Because like this Rock Slide's gonna be super important, I think. I'm gonna click Rock Slide. I know I'm supposed to Gravity. If I miss, it's my fault, and I'm bad. I'll be bad. Ally Switch! Yo, never heard of it. What's that, Chief? You tried to follow me, Ally Switch? Not in my house. Oh, we just missed it! Okay, we didn't miss. Okay, I thought we missed. Alright, flinch. Yo, the Rock Slide. Yo, what are you doing, Machamp? What are you using over there? You got Ally Switch, Machamp? Just kidding. I don't need to... Let me think about this. It's the right play to Heat Crash and Rock Slide, because Rock Slide would be able to finish off that thing. Remember, we are faster, and if they're wide guarding, like this would just redirect my Heat Crash into the Machamp. Cool. Yep, Rock Slide. Feels good, man. Stone Journal busted. Heat Crash. Oh my goodness. Groudon be busted. That Power Spot. Is that the scoop? Oh my goodness. His team's so busted. Oh, we take those. Their name was Run to 1800. Yo, run all the way into the ground. All right, Shadow Rider, Mind Shout, Indeedee. Lots of Wide Guard, Wide Guard, Wide Guard. So this one's going to be a little bit wide hard, but I do think we can be in a good spot here. Let's see. I do think you want to go Groudon. I do think you want to go Venusaur. I think you want the Stone Journals to switch in. I think you want Rilla to take away terrain / like really pressure a lot of these things. So Rilla can be good. So could Regieleki. I think Wims is also usable, but I think Rilla Wims is going to be a good play here. You know, they have multiple fake out users. They have Incin, Mind Shout, and Indeedee also does get fake out, so I gotta watch out for that. I think it's a super cool team, but it's one of those teams that if I can pick off one of the Wide Guard users or pick off the Shadow Rider, they're just gonna be in a really bad spot. Oh, do I actually just what do I even want to do? This is such a good board for me. You can only fake out one. I actually think if I P-Blades and just Earth Power into the Stalker, we guarantee get what we want. You could only fake out one. How many Shuka Berries you got back there, Chief? Like, you ain't got none. The biggest Earth Power the world's ever seen. Courtesy of me. There's the Shadow. Probably going to switch out this guy or use Wide Guard here. We're just going to go for a Heat Crash for sure. Probably just switch in the Journer. We are faster, so if we were to switch out, then he'd switch out. So they'd still get their terrain up. Do I just want to go for an Earth Power in that slot? I actually just do, I think. Yep. Just in case it's sashed. Yep, Earth Power. Decent chip. Astral Barrage will not do enough to Groudon because we're literally Groudon. Also, remember that Venusaur set? I was talking about the EVs, using the correct EVs in the right situations. Taking out the Shadow Rider, we take those. We're able to bring in a Rilla whenever we need it. I do actually think that, like, if we bring in Rilla, like, what's their last mon? We want to bring this guy in. It kind of sucks, just because we want to make sure that wasn't Indeedee. Because now we can just switch it. So we just go for probably a hard switch in here because they're going to go for a Liquidate there. Just probably proper Protect. We want to see if they're going to be using Wide Guard. We want to get the Mind Show off the board, but Rilla can definitely do that by itself if it switches in correctly. And then next turn we'll just go for like a fake out into like a Power Spot boosted Grassy Glide or something. We'll see. I think we're going to be okay. Just preserving our Ground and giving ourselves just a little bit more health is going to be really good in this situation. Shoutouts to Venusaur's EV spread, man. I told you guys. No reason to click that 252 button. There's absolutely no reason to click it. Find out just how much bulk you need. find out just how much speed you need, and then you'll be able to, you know, put the rest in bulk. But let's see, they have so many Wide Guard users. There's 3 Wide Guard users in that team. And I guess I haven't really used an AoE attack yet, for the most part. I tried a P-Blitz in the first turn, but let's see it. Terrain's up. Going for the blocks. CC, we blocking those. And Liquidate, we blocking those for the most part. Cool, this is great. So let's see, if we fake out here and Rock Slide, we can actually get a Rock Slide and break Sash. So I guess we want to do that. And it would do good damage to the Arachnoquid too. Yeah, I like that. So Protect, hey, that's totally fine. You got no problem with them popping Protect instead of popping a Wide Guard. Close Combat, you gonna take some damage here. Hopefully I can hit. Just want to break Sash, like hard break it. Yeah, that's hard. Because remember, you took the drop from Close Combat drop. So now we can just go into the slot. Grassy Glide. And I don't really need to use Gravity here. I guess just Rock Slide if you want to. Yeah, goes for the Feint. Yeah, I can respect that. Yeah, you know they're going down this turn. I can respect that play. Yo, Rock Slide, super effective. Look how much damage we deal. Oh, and another flinch? Like, oh my gosh, like the Stone Jorder is such a good Pokemon. It's like a Landorus on steroids. And we take those wins. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I think this team's good. I think this team's good. Do you guys want to see me use this team? Do you guys want to see me make this team into a rental? I think this team has the potential to be really good. We didn't even need our Whims or our Regieleki. Like, that's the thing. It's like we kind of just rolled people over with, like, Groudon, Stonejourner, and the big Specs Venusaur. Guys, thank you so much for watching this little series. If you guys want to see more videos where we spin the wheel of misfortune, I'll open it back up. Like, I think this wheel is like the coolest thing. If you guys want to spin the wheel for yourself, there's a link to it in our Discord. You guys can join our Discord. It's completely free. If you're looking for people to play Unite with, if you're looking for people to group up with for tournaments, guys, we do like almost daily VGC Series 10 tournaments. That's been a lot of fun, and we just have a really, really cool community on Discord. So think about checking that out. Let me know what you think about this video. If you liked it, support it in the comments section. And other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.